All right, hello class. This is your first graphic design tutorial. Please listen carefully as I'm going to talk very slow and go through the steps. I'm sharing my screen step by step. Start by going to your Google Classroom. Go to your designated class. I'll start out with first block. This is your lesson. Today we will begin digital art. We will learn about the select and deselect options, magic wand, color swatch, paint bucket, and gradient fill. Please download the following image as you will need it for today's lesson. So I don't know what you guys have for your Chromebook, but I clicked on it. What I will have to do is open a new window right here with these three dots. All right. Now I can download it. Down here, it's downloaded. You do not have to click on it. It's already in your downloads. So at this point, you go into this box right here to type in your site, PhotoPea.com. Photo, P like the vegetable.com. And here we are. This is what we're going to be using in lieu of Photoshop. The next step is going to be open from computer. Now, you're going to look into your downloads. That's where they are. Your downloads. Open from your downloads. And here we are. I suggest you open up full screen. And here we are. Now, we're going to go over the magic wand, the select options, gradient, and photo bucket, and color swatch. The first thing we're going to color is the chicken leg. So we're going to click on the magic wand. The magic wand, once you click on something, it selects everything in a space. So this part of the chicken leg is collected, all right? So we want to make this chicken leg look like a chicken leg. So we're going to click our color swatch. We're going to click our foreground color one time. Over here, choose what color we want. We're going to go down here to this golden orange color. And I'm going to try to get a brown out of this. I just click down in here. I dragged. And now I'm in the shades. Like my chicken a little golden. All right. Then you click OK. Now, the next step, you're going to start out with the gradient. So you're going to click and hold. Do not do anything, just hold it. And this will pop up. Go to your paint bucket. Now it's a bucket you see here. And now that you have this brown and your bucket here, you click here and your chicken is brown. All right. So now you go to select. This is still have the marching ants. Select, deselect. All right. You just colored your first thing using the bucket tool. Next, we're going to move on to the egg. We're going to go back to our magic wand, where it says magic wand. click the egg. You select it inside the egg. Once you select inside of something, you can't color or mess with anything else. I'm gonna go back, choose a different color. Let's say I want a robin's egg. I chose my color, my shade. I choose OK. I go back to my bucket, have my bucket there, and I fill in my robin's egg. Next, I go to select and deselect. Now I'm free to move around again. And we're going to repeat this for the strawberry. Selected this part of the strawberry. Go to my color swatch, choose my color, go to my bucket, click the bucket, enter that strawberry. Go to select, deselect. Now I'm going to do the stem. Magic wand. I'm going to click the stem. I'm going to change my color to whatever shade of green I want. Okay. Get my bucket. And there it is. I'm going to deselect it. We're going to select and deselect. Now we're going to click multiple things using our magic wand at the same time. Please pay attention to this part. Magic wand. You have single selection, multiple selection. Those are the only two we're going to go over this time. It's okay to have I usually just have it on multiple selection anyway, because you can only click on what you want. So we're going to make sure that this is selected. Again, we were the magic wand. I'm going to come up here, make sure this is selected. Now, I'm going to click this part of the banana peel, this part of the banana peel, this part of the banana peel, and this part of the banana peel. All four of those are selected at the same time. I'm going to go in, give me a good banana peel color, the inside of it, not the outside. Select my color, go into the paint bucket, click in here, click in here, click in here, and click in here. Notice if I was to click out here, nothing would happen because this isn't selected. Now, I'm going to deselect, and then I'm going to go to my magic wand again. It's already at multiple selections, so I don't have to click that again. I just click this part, this tiny part down here, and this part back here. I've selected three things at the same time. I'm going to go change my color to get more of a banana color. Okay. Photo bucket. Boom, boom, boom. Then I go to select, deselect. All right. We're going to do this multiple selection a few more times. Magic wand. I want to select this part of the table. Then you got to get this little part in between the banana. Do not forget that. You get the part in between the egg and the apple. And now we choose what color we want our table to be. Be creative as you want. Let's say I want my table to be orange. This is the time where you could just choose, well, you can really choose whatever color you want. All right, so you guessed it, paint bucket. Click the paint bucket right there. This is still white and we selected it. Paint bucket right there, paint bucket right there. Go to select and deselect. Okay, now we're going to go to magic wand. I'm going to click right in the top of this drink. Let's say I want grape juice. So I'm going to choose a nice purple. Okay, Back to my bucket. All right, we just did the top. Now, pay attention to this part because we're going to change some things. Okay, go to your magic wand and select the inside of the cup. Now, we have this purple right here. Click the white one to choose a darker or a lighter purple. I'm going to choose a darker purple than what this is. I clicked on the white, not the purple. I clicked on the white. If you look, now I have a light purple and a dark purple. I have two different purples. Now, click and hold the paint bucket tool. Grab the gradient tool. Click that. At this point, you're in your area. You want to click and drag. Click and drag. You see how I have a gradient there? You do whatever looks best, but I want to see that you have a gradient there. It's a small area, so you just make a small click and drag. All right. Now we go to select and deselect. I'm going to zoom in so you can see the difference. You see how the gradient tool made it look a little 3D? All right, we're going to do that one more time. I want to take our select tool. I want to click into this apple. Now, we're going to change this purple to a red. And we're going to go, let's go lighter. All right. So we have a light and a dark red, or a light and a regular red. We already have our gradient tool, not our photo bucket, not our paint bucket, I mean, our gradient tool. And you're just going to click and drag. All right. See how there's a gradient? So you can just do that over and over again until you get it how you want it to look. I like my shadows to be kind of to the bottom left. All right. That's enough playing with that. Okay, maybe not, hold on. It's not doing what I want it to do. There it is. All right, now we select, deselect. And just for GP, we click the magic wand. We click inside the stem. I grab myself a bit of brown. Click and hold, and I go back to my bucket. Make sure you go back to your bucket when something is solid and not a gradient. And there we are. And then we select and deselect. And this is your first lesson in coloring. Now, this is something new. This is something I just want you to do to make sure that you're doing things correctly. Go to your paintbrush tool. It looks like a brush. And simply do your best to give me your name. All right. At this point, you have completed this assignment. You go to File. You go to Export As. JPG, JPEG. Again, I'm going to start again. You go to File. Export As. A JPEG. Okay. Then you're just going to go Save. And it's down here in your downloads.